This shouldn't be green. Hello, hello. All right. It says nobody is on.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm in there.
I see nothing. How you gonna know if you're not in?
I am in.
Okay, let me know when I started.
Waiting.
That's still waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it says zero.
It says waiting for Judge Desire.
I already went in. Oh, okay. I see you in there now. It still says waiting.
Yep.
I have to delete that. All right. Hey everyone. Technical difficulties. Give me a second. Um, that's not gonna tell you that I'm on because I had to restart. Um, I had to delete the other one. I'll delete it later. Basically, I am here today and every day that I can be to talk to my beautiful people, JD4K family. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining and subscribing. I love you all. Followers and on social media, thank you for your support on everything that you do. When I see you out there in the at the events and stuff that I go to, I'm out and about show. Thank you for supporting that as well and giving me a like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Those who are new here, I have three different type of shows I put on weekly. Every Saturday at 3 is Know Your Truth Real Talk. And then I'm out and about is whenever I'm out and about. Also, I have Legal Matters. It's called On Legal Matters because that's what I deal with. Basically, that's what I started my show with. But I didn't want to bore myself with just law. And so you can read in the community notes what experiences I have and all of that. And if there's a topic that you may need to want to hear about or talk about, just submit it to me. I'll look it up and take care of it for you. Um, there are topics in legal matters that are already up and waiting for you all to check out. Last week I did on scammers. So this week on Know Your Truth Legal Matters is on monthly, every end of the month. There will be a legal matters topic. So check me out monthly for legal matters. I'm about um I'm out and about is whenever I'm out and about. And Know Your Truth Real Talk is here every Saturday. So excuse me. Basically, this week on Know Your Truth Real Talk, I wanted to talk about relationships, and that's one of my shows. It's not a show; it's a theme that I put out on relationships. I have prior videotapes that have on relationships, and so this one is on relationships of maybe if you worked on yourself. Dot dot dot. Because it's really important that we all do that. Sometimes people expect things to work out in their favor without putting in the work for it or actually doing the work. Um, but in order to receive, you got to do it. To receive the results that we want, you got to do the work on yourself. For instance, if you don't work on yourself, you're not going to see the results. And on top of that, you're not going to receive the income when you don't go to work, right? You don't receive the income. So when you don't work, you don't work. Let's just be honest, really. If you're not working at a job, you're not getting paid. So if you don't work on yourself, it's similar. Um, the, the, the similarities are so alike. It's just that we don't do it because we don't get an income out of it. So we don't care to work on ourselves. And it's really good that we do work smarter and not harder, and that goes with yourself as well. I'm out in nature looking at all this beautiful stuff out here. So these are the results when you do not work on yourself. I decided that I needed to get out there because there was times when I had these issues as well, and you learn your experiences and you try to share them with other people. And then I've seen other people that needed work, but you don't tell them that unless they're your friend, because some people take that as criticism and they don't like to be criticized. Um, I like criticism. Sometimes it hurts, but sometimes you need to hear it. And I like criticism from honest people, not people that are jealous of you and just want to make you feel bad all day. There's a big difference. But lowest self-esteem is one of them. We all been there times. Some people stay there. We shouldn't stay in that, but low self-esteem. How come my chat isn't going? Oh, hello. Can you send me a message with the chat and let me know why? Because I think I got to take a moment out and go check my page right now and see if that other one is up that I was supposed to take down. I'm sorry, everyone, but self esteem is one of the ones that I was just talking about. Excuse me, I have to take one of these out of here. Does anyone see my chat? Thank you. Thank you. I'm here. Okay. I need to know that you're here. Thank you. All right. Sorry about this. Okay. Thank you, moderator. You're the best. Blessings. So one of the things are a self-esteem, and we all go through that period of time, and some of us stay stuck there. It's not a good thing, but it happens. That's one of the things that need to be worked on yourselves if you stay in that place, especially because in real life it's normal. Your self-esteem goes up and down, but don't stay there. You feel less than a person or less than other people is not a good feeling. So try to get out of that and work on that. But most people, the results of knowing that when you need to work on yourself is when you get in that place of self esteem, low self esteem. Another one is, not every single person, so please don't comment about every single person is not like that. I'm talking about the single people that go in and out of relationships and difficult relationships. And when you sleep with everybody that you meet or date or just occasional sex, these are people who definitely it ties in with self-esteem issues to me. On my own my own professional opinion, I've seen it, and those are the people that has the lowest self-esteem. They don't feel good about themselves, so they have to have themselves somehow feel like pat on the back is sex. I don't know what their reasons is, but it has a lot to do with self-esteem issues. People won't see it as that, or lack of self-love or self-care, because who wants to sleep around? It might be fun for some people. I don't see consider just anybody being fun, but I think that's nasty. But otherwise, you can have fun other ways. But I think that that's a big point in knowing someone's self-esteem is shot when you just sleep with anything and anyone that's moving. You definitely need to work on yourself. um, and that's just my opinion. Like I said, know your truth. This is my truth, and this is why we're here to discuss it. When I do have people, this is why I ask people to join, so we have a dialogue. And I love when you do send me stuff. Yeah, and the energies that they put off, yeah, long lasting effect, I should say. We don't realize that, but we're energies as well. So basically, you can carry that energy of whomever you are with, whether they're good or bad person, whatever they worship at home, and things like that. Mentally, whatever it is, and you carry that with you everywhere. But that's another show I'm gonna do one day. Once I learn myself, then I'll be able to explain it better. And so the single part is just be careful about yourself, check yourself, and don't stay in that type of place. And another thing I like to say that if you are single, this is the time to work on yourself, not sleep around. Figure out why you don't love yourself enough or care about yourself enough to just be by yourself. But be by yourself is getting strong. It's a strong sense of leadership, not being a follower. I don't know what it is, but it's a very good discipline feeling that you don't need to. I'm not saying you're better than anyone, but you feel that someone has to be well deserving to have you, kind of thing. And when you don't feel that way about yourself, you have to have self-care issues and self-esteem problems. And you can get help through counseling. There's things that you could do. Work on yourself, like I said. Read the word, the Bible, devotions. If you're not into religion, do yoga, meditations, manifestations of affirmations, and manifesting a better you, a better body, better mind, better soul, right? Because a lot of us need to do that. I had to learn to do that too. And this is how you get good vibes and good energies, by being by yourself sometimes and not sleeping around. It doesn't mean being single is sad or anything. You make it sad because you don't have the ability to believe you can be alone by yourself. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm lonely, blah, blah, blah. Love yourself. You won't feel that way. Believe me, trust me, I've been there. Um, and always looking for compliments when you think it's up to people to compliment you is also another sign of results of you need to work on yourself. You have to feel good about yourself first before you can actually have people feel good about you, right? Another one would be as well a lack of respect for others and yourself, actually, which goes into why people have multiple partners, um, swingers, uh, people that aren't monogamous. These are most of the people that lack respect for themselves and others. When your ego is sensationalized, to the point that you think you're better than everyone, then that's something you need to work on. What I always learned was I feel I'm better than people, I keep it to myself. That's the best thing you could do. If you feel like you're better, you don't have to boast and tell people or put people down. Something you keep internally, mentally internal. That's between you and yourself. When you go out there and you're boastful and your ego and that's it, that's all you're about. People don't tend to like you. Um, you're not going to be liked because you're not keeping it inside. You're boasting about it, and it's not a good thing. Those are things to also watch out and work on yourself. You don't have to let people know everything. You just keep it to you. It's for yourself, your own ego, not to go parading around with letting other people feel less than you and yeah, and you are what you think. Thank you. You are what you think. So basically, keeping it inside will actually show that you're better than people rather than boasting about, well, I'm better than this, I'm better than that, I got more than you, I got more than them. And those people really need help in not only finding them self care, self love, self improvement. And that's what this channel is about, self improvement, self empowerment, so that we can see the mistakes we make because they're always a lesson to learn from them. Um, and that is a big one for me when you are boastful and egotistical. And which is nice that you're very positive about yourself, but you don't go around going, well, I got the best hair, the best nails, the best clothes. You don't go around, let people tell you. It's better that someone tells you and instead of you boasting on yourself. If nobody tells you, then maybe they don't think so, but you do. So it doesn't matter if other people think what they think about you. It's what you think about yourself. That's what's going to get you where you need to go. And that's really important because a lot of people don't think highly of themselves, and you could tell. And that's where the self-esteem problem comes in, low self-esteem. Another thing about the results I found is a lot of people with the self-esteem issues, with the things I just mentioned, do not take good advice from people um, or from others, and they also regret it later on. Because I've had friends that I told them what they can do to get to achieve their goals. They never took that opportunity, and they watched me achieving mine. So I like to share. This is why I created this channel, because I like to share ideas, tell people, give them tips. I'm not jealous. Competition is everywhere, and that's life. Who cares? Wouldn't you want to help your fellow man instead of being jealous if they took your job from you? Then you didn't do your best. I mean, I'm not worried about that. I have what I need, and it's always good to share. But people that can't take good advice, and your know-it-all syndrome, that right there is the worst. I've seen it everywhere I go, and especially where I work. They fail to let others give you good advice, and then regrets later on when they realize they should have listened to you. Be that person that gives good advice to others. Never lead people wrong. I mean, it's not worth it. And if you don't want to give advice, don't give advice. I mean, that's who you are. Some people we love giving advice. Um, to people if we need it, not just to tell them what to do, but if needed, I'd be there. to give advice on tips on stuff and things to go forward with, and things I was like, "Oh, I don't know. That'll be up to you. You know, be real. I like being real. Fake people never make it. Yeah, I've seen that too. The fake people, you can tell them from a mile away. Anyway, let's get on back on the subject of um, being a good listener is really important. I had to learn that, and taking advice. Normally, you decipher which advice you're going to take in and which you don't, but at least listen. A good listener is always good. I wasn't a good listener. I'm starting to be a good listener now, and it's really important because sometimes you want to hear, even if it's garbage, you know how to tune it out. If it's garbage, that's when you put a stop. And when it's not garbage, then you listen and decipher if this is for you or not for you, and you take that advice and heed it. You know, go along with it. It might have been the best advice you've ever given someone. I have given somebody advice before and found out they took a total new road in life and they're doing great. I'm not going to say what position they're in, but I've never heard from that person again. He's living a righteous life now, and he's doing everything possible for his self image, his soul. He's growing and he's empowering other people, and he's improving himself and others. That's all I could say about that. And I look back and I said, I had something to do with that. And that was so beautiful for me to know that quietly on the side. I didn't have to go to him to say that, but I remember I was talking to him. And sometimes people need that, just someone to talk to them, because maybe they don't have the right people in there. And that's where we have a problem when you don't have the right people in your community or in your arena or in your workplace or wherever you go. um, those people will lead you the wrong way, or if you allow them to, they will. But that's the problem we have. If we don't hang out with the right people, then you end up being the same people that you hang out with. And that's really important that you watch who you hang out with a lot. Will say who you are. Like if you hang out with Jezebels, male or females, you're gonna tell me you're not one? Not man. I'm not hanging around with a bunch of hoes. That's for sure. They're beneath me, and there's no need for me to hang out with them. They have their own road, and I have mine. They're forgiven by God, not me, and I don't judge them. I just know you're not going to be a part of my tribe. That's not my tribe. I don't go sleeping around. So why would I need to hang out with people like that? It's really important that we know that who we hang out with tells a lot about ourselves, right? And so another one is always people that always take the blame, put the blame on others and not look in the mirror and see the blame within themselves, always pointing fingers at other people and never ever taking fault on their own mistakes. Those are people also that this results in you need to work on yourself, because one, if you're not working on yourself, what? Then you become one of these people that actually blame everybody for all things that happens to them without looking and saying, did I have a part to contribute in that? Sorry. If you don't have someone on to your circle needs to be changed. Exactly. If they're not positive, and if that's 100%. I've noticed people like to hang around with people that have less than them, so there's no competition, or is uglier than them, so there's no competition. You can't grow with people that are behind you and not growing. You got to grow with people that's ahead of you so that you can say, well, here I have some work I got to do on myself. Thank you for that comment. That's true. Thank you so much. All right. That needed to be added there, but that is true. And the people that blame others for every little thing, pointing fingers, also are in need of working on themselves. And when a person uses people for their own needs and only to use it to for their own agenda, not being real or true to themselves, to yourself or others, and uses what's needed to get what you need from any situation. Those type of people are called users. They also need to work on themselves. Users and takers, I think they're the same, but either way, because I don't use or take from people. I make it happen. I build. I don't destroy. So these kind of people need a lot of work. If you know one, you maybe need to tell them to watch the video with Judge Desire for Knowledge on YouTube at 3 every Saturday. And maybe they can find help and see that this is them. You never know. Like, share, and subscribe, right? That's what this is all about. And if your circle, you don't have someone to look up to, your circle needs to be changed. That's true. Shameless plug. Yeah, exactly. Um, so those are the kinds that take advantage of people. They need a lot of help. Obviously, their self-esteem is also not good. It's low. Doing the things you were. And another thing I've noticed as well, not only people that uses people and stuff like that, but if you've ever been brought up in a household and you know that your parents aren't teaching you the right way to go, or you wouldn't do that what they did. Not that every parent is bad, it's just there's certain things that you don't want to have to say, well, I'm going to be like that. For instance, doing things the way you were taught, but it hasn't panned out for you and it hasn't worked for you. I mean, it's not working. Those kind of things, see if what it is and correct it. What I mean is, for instance, if your parent was teaching you this way and you find out later on when you get older that's not the way it was supposed to be done. They're older school, so they were taught differently. What you do here is you change the aspect of it, create it, and create your own destiny and build your own for your family. You don't have to follow your past, your children's I'm sorry, your parents, their parents, and their parents. There's a need for change in some families where someone stands up and say, you know what, that wasn't right, and I'm not doing that in my family. Period. These people need to work on themselves as well. Everybody needs to work on themselves when they see that they have to actually copy their mother or father and everything they do, or live that life that they live somewhere or somehow, instead of creating your own life or destiny. That's where you need growth. That's where growth comes in. You need to grow and learn from those lessons that may not have been right, or maybe it's not right for you and it was right for them, because no one is actually wrong unless you're raping and killing people. And then if you're teaching your children that, and robbing and stuff like that, that's or drug use and all of that, then that's different. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. We're talking about things that parents didn't know was wrong, because their time it probably wasn't. Create your own, build your own destiny and create it for your family. You don't have to follow who your parents were. Be your own parent and change your generation, and your children will change theirs as well, hopefully for the better. But we all here to make changes, and changes, some people don't like it. um, and you know what, it's sad because it has to happen sometimes. And so that part right there is when you need help, to work on yourself, because you'll notice that change is needed if you work on yourself. Period. So I wanted to talk about that part. Okay, so as I was going on, that was the last part of that, the results of needing help and working on yourself, because we all need to find time to work on ourselves one way or another, that enables us to grow healthy and better individuals by learning from situations that we are meant to learn from. It's when you don't want to learn from those situations that the growth will be stunted and stagnant. Lessons are meant to be learned from experiences, families, things like that. We're not used to it, but if we don't learn from the lessons and we just destroy others because you don't like how they treat you, or you don't like that you were ghosted, things like that. If we don't learn lessons from things like this, then we end up destroying people because hurt people. And for any reason, they're not going to learn from it. So learning the lesson only teaches us that we don't want it to happen to us again. That's one. So we move forward and upward instead of backwards. And also, I wanted to state, because I'm looking at my notes here, I'm going around it. Okay, and also I wanted to mention that for any reason, if you're not learning the lesson or lessons, it only means that you haven't learned from it, but that you won't move on in life and you will stay stagnant in moving forward, which would be very sad. Who would want that? I wouldn't want that for my worst enemy. Here's where self love and self care and self improvement comes, right? Work on you. You have to love yourself some way. You have to love yourself enough to know that you are worth more. If you and if you don't believe that you're worth it, or you love yourself enough, you don't love yourself enough, then how can you love other people? I'm not understanding. See, this is how hurt people because they never healed and they never loved themselves, and they just have relationship after relationship, hurt after hurt, and get worse. So instead of destroying people, build them up. And first of all, build yourself, so that you don't go out there and destroy other people's lives. Because there's a lot of destructive females and males out here, and they don't, whether it's intentional or unintentional, they do it. And so, best to be by yourself and work on yourself so that you don't become the problem or the issue. If you can't love yourself, like I said, how can you love someone else, right? This is how relationships suffer because we aren't willing to put in the work and learn the lessons from it. So this is what my um, content for today was about. I hope you all really like that, and you subscribe, share, and like, um, because I need more people to understand what my show is really about, and hopefully I'll empower someone and to do better and help improve them, because some people don't see that they're the problem, and you need self-help videos, self-help books, things like that, and that's what I plan to do here on this channel. So I'm grateful to have you. Thank you for your um, you actually corresponding with me, not corresponding, but chatting with me as well. Thank you so much. What does it say? Right. And so, as I always have my Judge Desire gavel, the desire for knowledge. So, know your truth, real talk, as just adjourned with Judge Desire for knowledge. I will see you next week, Saturday. I'm not sure if it will be live or taped, but I will be here, God willingly. And I will, if there's no events, I will be live. But if I am at an event, know that I'll be on for I'm out and about show and letting you know. So check me out on all social media as well. You know those social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. Look for Judge Design for Knowledge. I have my pics up there. I'm about to get my grill on. You can check my grilling skills too. I put them up in the shorts all the time. All right. I wish you all a great and happy Sunday, fun day, and a great work week. I will see you all next week. Ciao now. Oh, don't forget to like and share.